Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
I need it!
Hey, how are you?
This is amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another episode of the Bromigos podcast, episode 95. It's your boy, Day Money. I'm here with the bros.
It's Hoochie holding it down as always. I got something in my eye. Oh,
I'm shot.
yeah.
Yeah,
No.
somebody
You're crazy.
had a bit of a shot there before they started recording. It's your boy, the undercover brother. Let's get it. Let's go. Pump your fist if you feel me, and holler if you hear me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
How the fuck is everybody doing?
Hey, man.
Other than the thing in my eye, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. What was his name?
What do you mean? What was his name? It says the gay
It
one.
took you long enough, Hunter. It took you
Alright.
long enough.
Yeah, why don't you
Listen,
talk
man, I've only been up for about a half hour, man. I did my Christmas shopping early at 7 in the morning. I'll tell you what, make sure you guys do that in the future because there's no lines and you get everything done by 7:30 or 8, depending on where you're at, and then you have the rest of the day to yourself, which I just
you
use to sleep.
said you started shopping at 7?
Yeah.
And you were done by 7:30 or 8?
Yep.
That's how you know a man is doing the shopping, because a woman would have taken at least 2 or 3 more hours.
Yes.
Oh my God. She would have went at the busiest times too, like 2, 3,
Yes.
or 4. Especially on a Friday. I don't know about you guys, but around my area, like on Fridays, people just drive so erratically, and I just can't. I can't even bother going out anymore.
Wow. I'm from
'Cause
Jersey.
I feel like I'm about to get caught up in a crash.
hear
I
that.
mean, it's not much better down here, guys. The roads are just as equally dumb because you can actually make left turns here. So
Well,
you gotta
Matt,
really pick your time.
Matt, you're in NASCAR country when you mentioned the left turns because you're in what, South Kakalaki?
South Kakalaki, correct?
Yeah, that's right around NASCAR country there. So that's not surprising that people drive erratically.
Yeah.
They want to be like Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon on the freeway, you know.
That and their bitch ass little pickup trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you say that any louder, Matt, you might get lynched. Relax.
Bitch ass pickup trucks.
Oh, well, I thought you were about to drop it there. Hold on now.
Let's usually
Yeah,
say something.
No, if I actually had said it, they wouldn't have lynched me. They would be like, yeah, but no, I wouldn't do that because
they've been like, here's your Trump hat, buddy.
here's
Hey,
your Trump
you've
hat,
been
buddy.
missing out on this. I didn't know you were down here. Shoot.
You know, guys, I haven't been around in a while. What's going on, man? How's life? How y'all doing?
Oh, I've been busy, bro. I've been working. I went on a little trip last week. See some of the boys, some of
you
the
went back to
homies.
Jersey. You ain't want to hit a nigga. You ain't
I you know what? And I wish I would have. And if you weren't so goddamn far up north, I would have, because I wasn't using my own car. I was using my brother's car, and I didn't want to risk getting his shit all messed up. So I was like, I'm just going to go to where I need to be. I don't want to fuck his car up.
Hunter, you see how people be when they come back home acting different, acting unusual.
You switched up on him, man. You switched
Nah.
up.
I'm serious though. Like I wanted to see you. I was gonna pop in, but I was like, damn, it's gonna like another. I was in AC. I was like, it's another like hour and a half.
Another hour and a half. Do it longer than that. I wouldn't. I'm be honest with you. If you would have asked me to come down to AC, my answer would have been, fuck no. I will never, ever drive down to AC.
It is not personal to you by any means. I was just like, I can't do another hour. I was already on the road all day last Friday, seeing some other friends before I had my party with Robert Frank. Which, I gotta tell you guys some stories about that, bro. I think your boy is getting back into the game here. He was feeling himself. The alcohol was fueling him, and the brother was becoming much more confident. Dancing with bitches all night on the dance floor, trying to talk to the women, brother, and took some girls back to the section. Tried to close the deal, didn't work out, but fuck it, we move on. It is what it is.
Well, I mean, that's good. At least you're getting your confidence up. We were like, hey,
Yeah.
motorboat here.
Yeah, I mean, no, I was good. I was feeling good, man. Hell, even my buddy Ray, who's like a good friend of mine and like one of Robert Frank's best friends too, he was like, it ain't my game no more. It's Matt's game. It's like, I'm too old for this shit.
You went up to those girls.
His
and you were
words,
like,
not mine.
Time
I
to
swear
play
God.
the game.
I'm just I want to see you succeed, man. So I ain't gonna talk shit. I'm gonna let
You want to talk shit? Go ahead. Like, what do you got to say? Like, we'll talk about it.
Sometimes I wish you just find a fat bitch and get it in, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta.
I ain't gonna hold you. Anybody was game on that day. I'm not gonna hold you.
That drunk? Oh my god!
I was not that drunk.
Would a ones starting to look like tens? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that. Okay, well, that's going a little bit too far. I would have at least done a 3 or a 4.
That's when the stars start to align for Matt. Damn, girl, you look like Pillsbury Dough girl. What's up? What's up with you?
No, bro, but I'm serious. Like, a lot of the running joke on this show since day fucking 1 has been like, Matt gets no game, Matt has nothing. But I don't know what it is. When I'm drinking, I'm ballsy, bro. And I don't know if you heard last week's episode, but I mean, like, I've been talking to this one girl that's down here that goes to my gym. Super attractive.
Wait. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Goes to your gym?
Yes.
Abort mission.
Why?
Abort mission.
Why?
Now see. And you want some game? I'll give you some game. The last thing you need to do is be involved with somebody that goes to your gym. Because if shit don't work out, it's gonna be a problem. Because one or two things are gonna happen. Either they gonna have to stop coming to that gym, or they gonna start complaining about you, and you ain't gonna be employed at that gym no more. You got to make sure you keep that relationship outside of the gym ski. Because when you start combining work with pleasure, it's a dangerous combination, brother.
Mike said the same thing yesterday or last time.
Combination, man. And
I get it.
This comes from somebody who had a boss at a gym who was flirting with, couldn't tell you how many females, and he did not know what their age was and all that. I'm not saying you want a weirdo, but doing all that, it eventually got him fired. I'm just looking out, man. You just got to be.
I get it.
I
appreciate the fact that you're looking out.
Yeah.
What if I already told you that we kind of been hanging out already and going to the gym together when she can make it?
Like I said, I'm not saying don't do it at all, but you should be precautious of what could happen.
I understand.
That's
I am making that bet as we go, but it seems like, we're friends, so it's like we're cool. It's not like we haven't like been going out. So it's like
been knocking the boots. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so nothing's happened yet, and I'm not really in no rush for any of that, to be honest with you. But it's going as smoothly as I hoped it would be.
Word. Hear you. That's good though. We're making progress. Matt coming up on game. You know what I'm saying? Handling the hoes, battling the bitches, playing the sluts. That's what you got to do out here in these streets. That's what you got to do, man.
Ain't shit but hoes and trick.
Facts.
Or as I say, bitches ain't shit but hoes and dicks. You know what I mean? That's all they're taking.
Now,
until they switch sides.
He's on something with that one.
Honey, you on to something with that one. I'm writing. Write that down. Write that down.
You have to firmly grasp it.
Oh my god! I'm crying. I actually have a topic to segue into that, but Hunter didn't get into what he's been up to. What have you been doing, Hunter?
I was just about to say, I did Christmas shopping for the fam, and I dodged a bullet with not a literal bullet, but you know what I mean, like a person who has presumably 50 plus bodies and a kid and a baby day that she doesn't want to see the kid.
Wait. You hitting it?
No.
I love how that's the first thing you asked.
Years ago, I was attempting to, but I couldn't get my way into the club. So
obviously someone else did. You know what I'm saying?
And there's presumably over 50 plus people have been in that club, and only one got in VIP. But now they can't even get back in VIP. You know what I mean?
Only one got VIP.
Let's just say
that is fucking wild.
Just say one of them got the section.
Hey, listen, man. He ain't even paying section. So I mean, he's really dodging a bullet there.
I don't know, man. I've heard the single moms, they're the easiest to get because they ain't with the
lies. Lies.
Well, Matt, you don't get hoes, so it's a difference.
No, but I see a lot of single moms down here, and all they want something serious. They want a relationship. They want something real. They want to have someone to look that their kid can look up to. I'm like, bitch, I ain't trying to be that.
You should have thought about that before you opened your legs, bitch. Come on now. Let's
I ain't trying to be
It's like,
your
come on, bro.
stepdaddy.
Like,
What is
I'm
wrong
just
with you?
trying to hit.
Oh,
Like,
man. I'm not trying to
I'm
be the
putting up with that.
stepdaddy or the daddy that stepped up. You know, it's like Kendrick said, let me put the head in.
yes. Speaking of putting the head in, man, Twitter has been going wild on some of these topics where I've been reading, bro. I saw I didn't see the full, there's a documentary out there, so to speak, of a porn star OnlyFans girl named Lilly Phillips, right? She, not too long ago, maybe like within the last year or so, did a thing where she banged 100 guys, like lined up and did 100 of them, one after another in 24 hours. Okay? She goes on this documentary and they're interviewing her about the experience. Now, mind you, she has already somewhat confirmed that her next goal is to do 1,000. I'm not fucking around. That is words I've heard out of her mouth. But then she gets on this documentary and she starts crying like, oh my God, it was so hard. Like, you like kind of disassociate after a while because it's just like the same thing, but you want to give them a good time. And it's like, you don't even feel like you're really there. And it's all this, like, teary-eyed stuff. And listen, you guys know me and some of my background. I would be the first person to say defend this in some capacity because I have friends who have been in the adult industry and whatnot. With that said, I can't feel bad for her, bro. I don't. Like, you chose that. Like, you put it together. You planned it. 100 dudes took time out of their lives to fly out, stand there for God knows how long, just to be lucky to have 2 minutes with you, right?
I saw that it was like 5 to 10 minutes each.
Well, whatever it was, I'm pretty sure most guys didn't last that long. Those guys are capping for sure.
Yeah. But, well, you know what? I actually saw the full thing, and that was the allotted time that they got because there's other guys waiting.
We listen and we don't judge.
We may not judge, but I know your ass is.
Judge. That's what they told me to say. We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah. What do they call in the UK? What do they call it? A slag or whatever? She's
British, so it actually kind of makes sense that
she belongs to the courtyards.
Yo, for reals. She's a whore. She's a whore, and I might get canceled for this.
It's your opinion. I'm not going to say shit.
Can't have coitus with 100 dudes, then cry about it a week later and say how hard and difficult. Clearly, it was hard. Obviously, something was hard. Something was hard, bitch. Something was hard. Yeah, but in all seriousness, I just don't understand how you, as a human being, can dehumanize yourself on the internet like that for money, then want to play the victim later on when it's documented and people are asking you questions about it. I'm like, you bent over for 100 people. That's weird. That's weird. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing?
And potentially 1,000 next.
What are we doing? Oh my God, it was so hard taking 100 dicks. I'm gonna do 1,000 next.
And like I said, like I'm usually the first one to go like to bat for the adult industry, but like in this case, like I agree with you. Like I don't feel bad. Like you consciously made all the decisions that you were making, and now you're going back and.
Bro, I just opened up the chat. These big old titties.
What are you talking about?
These big old titties.
I was gonna try and segue what we were talking about into the next one.
Oh yeah, I saw that video earlier, right before we came on. But like, we will get to that in a second. But like I said, like,
let's get to that right now. Let's get to that right now. Oh my God.
I mean, those are some big old fucking titties, though. Goddamn.
Hey, man. Oh, holy shit!
Matt is back.
Let's go, baby.
I know Dante hasn't seen the video, but I saw it and I just thought, what the fuck is this? And then you listen to the lyrics, and it's like, what?
So explain it to me, because I only caught like a glimpse of it before we
Oh
hopped
my
on here,
god!
like literally
So
like 10
basically,
minutes
it's
ago.
this. I basically I like to call her the UK version of Meg the Stallion, because that's kind of what she looks like. But then she's got these fucking big old honkers hanging out, and this slim ass bikini or whatever. It's basically
play.
talking about being like a dominatrix to men, and the lyrics are just they're grim.
So like what, degrading them or?
Oh yeah, it
Got it.
literally starts out with "I'm picking that man in the back of the bus."
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Female rap these days is trash. Anyways, it's I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. All they rap about is their vaginas and how good they are at having sex and how they want to take niggas' money and how all they want is the bag and they just want to. Yeah, nah.
Is it any? So hold on a second. On that note, is it any different than modern rap from the guy's side now, where it's all about getting pussy, getting money, drugs?
The ones that I
Like
said,
what? So like tell me, like, what is one side? Are we doing the double standard where it's like one side's bad and one side's good now, or like
Sure,
are we just
sure.
gonna?
We call it a double standard, and the thing is because there are okay. I'll put it this way. Actually, it works the same both ways. I'll put it this way, right? So you got a lot of female rappers now, like the Sexy Reds, right? The Meg Thee Stallions, that they're so hypersexualized that it's to a point where you really don't care about them as an artist or the kind of music they're putting out in terms of their lyricism. It's really just all about sucking and fucking. Like Sexy Red, her music is meant for the club. Meg Thee Stallion, her music is meant for the club. When after she got shot and she put out that album and everyone's like, "Oh my god, her story is so inspiring." Bitch, shut the fuck up. Okay, shut up. First of all, you ain't even get shot. Okay, you got some Stratton on.
Free Tory.
You ain't got no damn bullet holes in your foot. Okay, free Tory. Fuck Meg. Now, moving forward, there are a lot of male rappers now who like the creativity is just not there. Like you see these New York drill rappers, a lot of these new guys that are coming out. First of all, they're overusing samples to a point where, beats that these producers are coming out with really aren't that creative. They basically take a sample and have that and use that as the beat. So you'll have like an old school song that ends up being a rap beat, but they've really done nothing to it. So it's like they're on the male side, they're almost diluting the creativity in hip hop. Guys are rapping about things or about lives that they really don't live. It's weird. Like, why are you rapping about drugs and gangs and shooting niggas up when you've never shot anybody? You don't do any drugs. And you're not gang.
Probably live in a big old house with the Peckerwoods.
Listen. The first person I'm thinking of, this man's talking about fucking bitches and coming in him, is Dave Blunt. Get the fuck out of here,
Yeah, bro. You can't.
You're not doing that.
Where the fuck?
You're not doing-
Dave Blunt didn't even see his penis. He hasn't seen his penis since he was one. He hasn't seen his penis since it came out the womb. Okay.
I can't put down the cup. I can't put down the cup.
Can't put down the cup. Can't put down the plate. Can't put down the fork. Can't put down the bowl. Fat ass.
I mean,
Oh.
and kind of going off the sample part. I think the music industry as a whole has gone like completely uncreative in that regard, because even the pop side of things, like everybody's using old songs from the 80s and stuff and using them as like the samples for beats or hooks or anything like that. I hear it in the gym all the time. Like I notice it.
Like I was actually just talking to my boy about this yesterday, right? And we had said, because we're listening to some old Bad Boy records. Back in the day, Bad Boy used to take samples and turn them into gold records, platinum records, platinum albums. Like, say no jokes about Diddy, for real. Dude is a fucking legend. Like the shit he did with Bad Boy is to this day will never be touched.
More Money, More Problems is still one of my favorite songs.
Like honestly, bro, like the things that Diddy did with his record company, man, you can't touch that. Like the samples that were used that were turned into beats that we are still listening to and loving for generations afterwards is you can't compare to anybody else, right? But when you think about songs back then, guys were like getting in the studio and they were really getting inspired and they were really putting in work to just one particular song that might have been a hit single on an album that wasn't even coming out for another couple of months. But it was like there was a lot of work put into it. Now the accessibility to make a song is way too Easy. You don't have to go to a studio. You can hop on your phone, record some shit, do a little light editing, and then pop that shit over to DistroKid or whatever other music distribution company you want to. And all you got to do is subscribe, maybe $10, $15 a month, or maybe a couple hundred a year, and you can drop as much music as you want to. Like, look at the amount of songs and singles and albums and mixtapes that are dropped every single week by a lot of artists. It's too oversaturated. And I think Public Enemy number one is NBA Youngboy. I don't like his music. And I know too many white boys are like, yo, he's my favorite artist. I relate to what he's talking about. What the fuck are you talking? That nigga's been on house arrest for only God knows how long. You cannot relate to him. First of all, you're white. Second of all, you're white. Third of all, nigga, please. Right? So, I think in the past like 4 years, the dude's put out like 15 albums. And I think I've said this before on the show. Whether you're a young boy fan or not, you cannot appreciate and truly listen to all that music and like all of that music, even if you're a fan. It's too much. It's too much. Like, how am I supposed to really listen to that album and like digest it and dissect it and really get into what he's talking about when next week you're gonna drop another one and next week's gonna be and like these albums have like 20 plus songs on them.
Yeah, that's the thing where it's like, you know what? When I was doing this is a little bit off topic, but still relevant. When I was doing my Tupac binge last year, right? When we start getting to like All Eyes on Me and like all the albums after he died, and they're like 20 plus songs, it's like, God damn, it's still going. And not all of them have as many hits as say Strictly or Tupacalypse or even Me Against the World. And hell, I'll throw All Eyes on Me in there too. Like those albums all had hits throughout, and the other ones, maybe there's some bangers on there every couple of songs, but they don't hit the same because one, he's not alive, so his vision wasn't fully developed into that song because it was someone else's project at that point. But it still remains the same. It's like not those albums from like whether someone died or even now, like you'll maybe find a banger on there if you actually go and really listen to it, but at some point you're gonna get tired.
Yeah,
you're gonna have fatigue.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like I think about music now, and music used to have a concept. You know, an album used to have a concept. There used to be a big rollout for an album. Like I remember when when CDs would drop for certain albums. Okay, prime example, The End, Black Eyed Peas, 2010. Right, that album was huge. There was a huge rollout for it. That was back when you dropped the music videos before the album came out to draw some more excitement, right? You were seeing the commercials and everything. Stuff doesn't exist anymore. Like there were times when people would stand outside of a Target. They would stand outside of a Walmart in the wee hours of the morning because they wanted to get a CD. Now it's like, yo, I could record 10 songs this weekend, have the producer mix it, and then we gonna drop it on Monday.
You know, the only genre of music that I know of anyway that's still kind of doing it the old school way? The rock and metal genres are the only ones still kind of doing it. And I'm not saying they get nearly as much hype as like say country or hip hop, but they're the only ones that are still sticking to that old school formula. There are bands out there that release a single like 6 months to almost a year in advance before the album comes out. And like everybody's like sitting here, at least in that fandom of the genre, they're sitting there, they're waiting for it patiently. And when it finally drops, it's like, oh my God, this is phenomenal. It's that anticipation that they build. They'll maybe drop another single or two in that 6 months to a year, but they're keeping people on the edge of their seat. I'm not saying it's like that for everybody because not all metal and rock music is made the same.
Right.
But the formula that you're describing is at least still there.
Yeah, I mean, I wish music would go back to when dudes were sitting in the studio for a long, like when Kanye made My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He went away to Hawaii for the whole summer, and was like, I'm gonna lock in, and I don't want to talk to nobody. We gonna get this album done. And I think Drake sometimes does the same thing. He just goes somewhere. I'm just gonna record this album so that I can get the right inspiration for it. That doesn't really happen anymore. Guys, just like I'm gonna hop on this mic, hop on this iPhone, record this shit, put it out.
Hunter, what do you
down
think?
the cup. I can't. That's what they do.
What do you think, though, Hunter? Because you obviously have a different taste of music than both of us, too. So, like,
Yeah,
what do you notice?
I was just gonna say two things. One, the rise of country throughout the year, like, been a little bit absurd. I mean, it's essentially the same thing as rap, where it's like focused on certain set of topics, where it's like either falling in love with someone, heartbreak, drinking, tractor, you
A
know.
lot of
But
drinking.
I don't know why, but it just seems to be on the come up as of late. And then to your point about Tupac, and then his music being released after he passed away, just not sounding the same. I was gonna say Juice World kind of reminds me of that, because his shit before he died so good, and he has so many songs that he recorded too. So like even after he passed, you could still like release stuff out, but it's just not the same. Like yeah, there's maybe a good song or two, like his last album. I forget what it was, but he has one song called "Empty Out Your Pockets," where it's like it was on the charts for quite some time before the Christmas songs took over. But that album had 19 songs, and that was the only song that charted, at least on Spotify. So, yeah, I was just gonna say it doesn't really sound the same after someone's dead, because one, you don't know if that's the version of the song that they made, because they can tweak shit to it. And I think his producer that's doing it now is Benny Blanco, which fuck Benny Blanco, by the way. Fuck him.
For getting Selena Gomez?
Yeah.
I know you ain't mad because he was Selena. Man, come on, man. Ugly
Man.
dudes deserve a chance too. Ugly dudes deserve a chance too. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie.
but that should be me. It should have been me.
It should have been me.
I'm not trying to be no hating ass dude. I'm really not trying to, but come on, man. Benny Blanco looks like a thumb with hair on it. Like, he looks like a Jewish thumb. That's what he looks like. You put a yarmulke on a thumb with a Jew fro, Benny Blanco. He looks like my big toe. Not even
Honestly, the greatest insult to a man's appearance is you look like a toe. Because there are plenty of people I've seen that I look at them, I'm like, Jesus Christ, he looks like a toe.
Yeah. There's a lot of them ugly dudes that be getting the fine hoes. See, dudes think that women don't think like we do. See, sometimes you got to go for somebody who might be a little bit below, your status, so that way you can bring up your confidence and your ego. Women do the same thing. Because I see some of these celebrity women out here. I'm like
Sabrina Carpenter's past boyfriend, most recently.
Hey man,
I ain't gonna lie.
The dog, yo.
I stand on business when I say this. I don't think Sabrina Carpenter is all that.
You're gay.
What?
You're gay.
You're gay. You're out of the country. Just like all the illegals that keep coming in. We're going to kick you out in January.
Tate McRae clears. Dua Lipa, Queen.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Dua Lipa? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who?
Dua Lipa over Sabrina any day.
Well, I wouldn't say one or the other, but I'd say
for me anyway. I don't think Sabrina is that she has that like Barbie young girl aesthetic, even though like she's as old as us. And I just don't fuck with it. The aesthetic that she puts out there on stage and in her videos is just not for me.
All I'm gonna say is don't let Sabrina Carpenter get thick. The internet will shut the fuck down. I'm just being real.
Don't let what happened to Ice Spice happen to her, but reverse, and people will be going crazy.
Yeah, she'll be the white Ice Spice. And you know what? Sabrina Carpenter, Pennsylvania made, Quakertown born. She's 25, by the way, and she is 5 foot flat. Oh my! Get in my pocket.
Which one?
Hey man, there's room in both, man.
Pocket is crazy. That's the most out of pocket shit Hunter's ever said. Get in my pocket.
Hey man, one for you, one for your friend. Let's go.
Get in my pocket is crazy.
But no, for real. Who would be that stupid to cheat on Sabrina Carpenter?
I'm not gonna lie, that is a fumble to the.
That's a major.
That's a fumble.
Beyonce, Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. They still together, but I guess it's the money thing. That's another dude. Jay-Z is ugly as fuck.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is, how black people your age like fine wine. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Blah blah. That nigga is so ugly. And the older he gets, the uglier he gets. Got them fucking Rastafarian dreads on top of his head. Nigga look like Static Shock's cut. You know what I'm
It looks
saying?
like that shot.
Yo, bro, like he is. Jay-Z has to be one of the ugliest niggas in American history. Like, that nigga's not good.
Yes.
He never was good looking.
Hey
He
man,
looked
that's why
yo,
Blue Ivy looks like Beyonce, not like him.
No, actually, Blue Ivy used to look like him when she was younger.
yeah, I was worried. I was like, yo, she gonna end up being one of the ugliest little girls we've ever seen. And women don't get mad at me. She's turned out to be a very beautiful young woman.
She literally
Thank
looks like
God, thank God Beyonce's genes were a little bit stronger in that one. Thank God.
it literally looks like they just cloned another Beyonce. That's literally what it looks like.
Yeah. It's like you're making cookies, but you can't put too much vanilla in there. You put a little too much Jay-Z.
Speaking of Jay-Z, since we're on the topic, what the fuck is going on with him and the Diddy thing? Because I know like you guys went like I missed it in the chat when it initially broke. So it's like, what's that whole thing about?
Lock him up. I mean, let's be real here, okay? Jay-Z has been friends with Diddy for years. They've done business deals together. They've worked together, right? It is widely speculated and amongst celebrities, apparently widely known, that Jay-Z likes to diddle with younger women, and he gets away with a lot of this stuff. And at the end of the day, I don't know if Jay-Z's ever gonna get convicted. I don't know if he's gonna get pulled into the Diddy case, but I do think he needs to be held responsible for his actions. But when I look at the situation the way I do, I find it very funny that Diddy all of a sudden is going down for his wrongdoings. Jay-Z is slowly starting to, get caught up in the mess as well. And I say that because if you really look at it, man, they are not the only ones in the industry doing the things they're being accused of. But the reality of the situation is they are successful black men that are trying to do more successful things. And the more money that successful black men make, the more susceptible they are to being ridiculed by the men and having everything that they've worked for be completely destroyed by either rumors or accusations or truths or things that may be true, right? But they're not the only ones, right? I find it funny that when Diddy is starting to make these billion-dollar business deals, right? Revolt TV was really, 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 really going off, right? But that wasn't the thing. I find it funny the moment that Diddy starts his own political party, now everything starts hitting him, right? I find it funny that when Bill Cosby said he wanted to buy Fox News, then we start hearing all the allegations and he's like a terrible person and we got to take him down and blah, 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 blah. Don't you find it funny that when Michael Jackson wanted to buy Marvel, then the kid shit came out. Then the accusations came out because a lot of people forget that Michael Jackson wanted to buy Marvel Studios 25 plus years ago. And I've heard the audio of it too. He wanted to do exactly what Marvel is doing right now. But ain't no way they would let Michael Jackson have full control over a company like that and do what he did. So accusations came out. Deal never went through. Look at MCU now.
Is that why he became white?
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I know why he became white.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy because you look at other people in the music industry. Clive Davis. Clive Davis has been accused of everything under the sun, and his old white ass has not been touched by any judicial any judicial hearing, any jury, nothing in his entire career. And he's been accused of every single possible assault, embezzlement, and taking advantage of anybody underneath him that could possibly happen. So I just find it weird.
I mean, to kind of counter your point, I mean, they did get guys like Harvey Weinstein. They did get guys like Jeffrey Epstein.
But why did they get those people? How come Harvey Weinstein got caught so early in his rapes? That's pretty early. 20 years in, that's pretty early in the rape allegations. Not gonna hold you, pretty early. How many white women complained?
A lot, probably.
Hmm.
As far as I know, it was all white women.
Main culprit is Jennifer Lawrence.
How many white women, younger, older, accused Jeffrey Epstein and his mistress, whoever that lady was, that Maxwell bitch, of things? How many white women?
I imagine a lot.
Now with Jay-Z and Diddy, I'm sure for the most part they were women of color. I'm sure for the most part they were women from other countries. I'm sure for the most part they were, like I said, darker pigmented people. America don't give a fuck about them. Like, think about it. There literally had to be video evidence of Diddy dragging Cassie's ass across a hotel lobby for people to be like, oh my God, wait.
That was back in what, 2017, 2018, somewhere around there?
Almost 10 years ago, yeah.
Exactly. And what I also found funny is that the hotel that video was taken from has been shut down for years, doesn't even exist anymore. Somehow that video is still out there. So someone was waiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but when you look at the pattern of how some of these black celebrities have come to their demise and white celebrities have come to their demise, it's very different.
So then I asked the question: How did the R. Kelly thing? Was it a mixture of both? Was it just like the music industry just trying to get him because he was becoming too big? Or
with R. Kelly, I mean, it's the same thing with all these guys.
Mhm.
It's the same thing with Diddy, R. Kelly, Jay-Z, any of these other big music moguls. When you have that amount of influence and power, you can get away with a lot. You could get away with anything if you could pay somebody off. I'm telling you right now, and it's going to sound real fucked up. If you had knowledge of somebody being assaulted, right, or somebody being raped, right, and it was somebody that you knew that did it, but they were like, yo, man, listen, they might ask you some questions or whatever. Listen, I'm going to get you a house. I'm going to give you 500,000. I'm going to give you $1 million. Just don't say nothing. Most people be like, okay, fine. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Right? You would take that money. You would hush up because you know that if I don't say anything, shit, I could benefit from this. Suck that happened to that person, but I could benefit from this. So then if you think about how many people that these powerful dudes have done that to over time, the story of how Jay-Z and Beyonce met is still weird to me. Like, oh, she might have been 17. She might have been 18. I think we met when she was 19. Like, the story has changed for years and years, and it's always.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and they said it in interviews like early, and I think we met when I was like 18, maybe 17. Like, you don't know. That's weird to me. But when you're talking about R. Kelly was powerful. R. Kelly was really, really powerful. You got houses in different states, so you have the accessibility to move and do what you do without really being caught up somewhere, right? You got your own studio, which you can lock up and people can come in, but they can't go, right? So when you got all that power and you got all that influence, you can get away with things for a long time until other people in power come out and say anything about it, or if a white woman says anything.
I mean, it's also not fair to the victims either. I mean, like it sucks that they even have to go through that to begin with. I mean, like, and I'll say this, I say this all the time. It's like, it makes me sad when I got to see stories like this, because it's just like, considering I've known people who have been in certain situations, maybe not to the fullest extent, like some of the extreme stories, so to speak, but your heart still goes out to them. It's terrible, just like, and I'm not the one that's going to be like, oh, the victim blamer or like the perpetrator defender, that sort of shit. Like, that's not, I don't think that's something, I don't think any of us try to do on this show, but like, but there are some times where even on both sides, the story doesn't add up. There are times the story doesn't add up too, and you have to like read into it and question it and just let due process do what it's got to do.
I'm not necessarily a victim blamer, but when it comes to like the little girls, I'm a parent blamer, because my thing is, it's not like the information about R. Kelly was ever new. Like, you know, when Surviving R. Kelly came out, all these documentaries were here. No, that stuff was not new. That news has been circulating for 30 years and everybody knows it. Starting back to Aaliyah.
I was gonna say Aaliyah was probably the first big.
Yeah, Aaliyah was a thing. I don't know how that wasn't alarming to any parent in America. Be like, okay, we probably should not leave our daughter alone with him. Then you got the whole pissing on a 13, 14-year-old video that was literally so big in the streets that niggas was bootlegging it and selling it on the corner because the video was that fucking popular. All right, so at that point, you don't think, maybe my 13, 14-year-old daughter shouldn't be around. But then it comes to 2018, 2019, 2016, right? When girls are still going on tour with R. Kelly and he's like, your parents can't come. Yo, I need you to come to the studio, but your mom can't show up. And you as a parent, you sign documents that legally allows these things to happen. You have no room to complain. You're a piece of shit parent. You should have never, ever, ever, ever made that decision in the first place. Now your daughter is going through some traumatic shit and it's your fault. It's your fault. I'm a parent blamer and I don't give a shit. I'm a parent blamer because how do you as a parent allow your child to be in a situation like that when you know damn well there's glaring information and accusations about the things that this man has done to underage girls, and you as a parent are like, yeah, go ahead.
At the same time, and this is not me defending R. Kelly in any way, it's just like at the same time, there are people who probably aren't as, ear to the street, so to speak, as say others were. Maybe they didn't know it all. There's the potential that they didn't know it all, or the fine print in those contracts that they're signing was worded a certain way where it wasn't suspicious.
Was he targeting poor families too, to where like they couldn't go after him for money?
I don't know.
Or it's like, hey, maybe our daughter can get this big break with R. Kelly. Oh my God, maybe we could launch her a musical career or whatever.
When I watched Surviving R. Kelly, a lot of the families looked fine. They did. I think the most heartbreaking one was there was a mom who hadn't seen her daughter in like 7 years. She was looking for her, blah blah blah. She found out that R. Kelly had her living at some hotel under a different name, and she'd been searching for her for the longest time. She finally got to the hotel. She was talking to the concierge. It's like a whole thing. Obviously, you just can't just give out personal information, blah blah blah. But somehow she found her way up to her daughter's room, and her daughter saw her and they cried. It was like, oh my God, I didn't see my mama forever. And then she ended up meeting her downstairs a little bit later. And then she, I think it was like a day or two later, actually got her daughter out, brought her home, and they were able to rekindle, well, it's not rekindle, but move on and start a new life together. Because when you're under that circumstance, you can never go back. You might not even remember what life was like before that when you're brainwashed to that extent. And it's sad when you see parents that are going to a studio, banging on the doors, screaming at the top of their lungs to see their own daughter. She won't come. She can't come out. And their child is so damn brainwashed that they don't even want to. They're like, no, Robert's my daddy. Robert's my daddy. Nah, that's
so
crazy.
It's essentially Stockholm syndrome.
No, it's not essentially. That's what it is.
Oh, it is what it is. Well, you know what I mean. But and then it's kidnapping practically. I mean, was there any kidnapping charges in the R. Kelly trial? Because I feel that's like textbook kidnapping.
I think the last thing I want to do is read that indictment.
I wouldn't want to either because I'd just fucking be sick. But
I've read some of Diddy's indictment and I'm like, and also kill that nigga. Kill that nigga.
Yes.
Him and that Luigi guy who killed the healthcare CEO, they're in the same prison right now.
Yeah, I saw that today.
I heard about that today. I was like, what the fuck? Where's the correlation here? And I'm like, oh, and then you just said that. I didn't know what the correlation was until you said it.
Well, he
was
in
the same prison?
They had him locked up at some jail near Altoona where he got arrested at. And I guess they extradited him from there to NYC, and they had this whole like
Isn't Diddy at Rikers? I thought he was at Rikers. Is he at Rikers?
I don't know where he is. I don't think they'll even release that information, to be honest.
Well, I
wherever
mean,
it is. Allegedly, they're at the same prison, but they have the Luigi guy on like some sort of like runway shit where like helicopters came in. They're walking from the helicopters to a van to transport him out, and there's like 1,500 people walking around him.
Here's what I don't understand though. Like, and when they released this earlier in the week, I was super confused as to why this particular charge was put on him, the terrorism charge, right? Like they were really quick to put on the terrorism charge, but when that shooting happened, like a few days prior, like no one really did anything. No one really said anything. Like they it goes to show, and this is just my opinion, the justice system will go harder for a white man that's killed in a big company than they will for any other person, because they haven't done anything about the school shootings, and this has been happening for what, almost 20 years.
Over 20 years.
Over. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember when Columbine was, but
98.
You know 98. Okay, so this has been going on at least on a high level news media since Columbine, and no one's done anything about it. Motherfuckers shooting I mean, like there's areas where people are shooting each other every day. Nothing's really done to fix those areas.
No terrorism charges there.
No terrorism charges there. And then here is some fucking Italian guy who all these women are simping over now because they have their morals are as fucked up as anything. Kills the CEO, and whether or not he deserved to die is anyone's opinion. I mean, Mike has his opinion. We all have our opinion. But they are just going out of their way to do everything in their power to make this guy the fucking devil, basically. When, yeah, he fucking killed a guy, but like, where's the reaction to this for other crimes that have happened? Where's the reaction to this, say, with Diddy years ago or R. Kelly years ago? You know, now they're doing something about it, but where was the reaction when it was starting?
They killed one of the guys that was going to get all those tax cuts from Trump, and they don't like it.
Yeah. I just think it's weird. I just think it's weird, and it's very telling.
It's premeditated, but terrorism?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, premeditated. I mean, what do you mean by premeditated? Just like
planned out.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know. I mean,
that's not,
here's the thing, though.
Terrorism.
I mean,
and allegedly, here's the thing. Allegedly, he wanted to bomb where the guy was, but he didn't want innocent people to get hurt or killed, so he just resorted to shooting. That's alleged.
He's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. I
think they should free him based on that fact right there. He was looking out for everybody else. He didn't want to kill everybody. He just want to kill one dude. I respect that. I mean, you should just go around killing people, but I get it.
All he wanted was
also
of
all places to be caught in a random Altoona McDonald's with 4K video. Like, really? How the hell is that?
Also, this motherfucker was stupid in the sense where, like, there was video of him taking his mask down so people can recognize him. Another, like, he was
talking to hose.
I think that's what the story goes. But like, he was talking to hose. He was trying to flirt with the hose, and then I'm like, brother, you just outed yourself. What the fuck's the matter with you?
See,
pussy will make a man go wild.
We really don't know the motive for why he did it. Allegedly, at first,
we'll find out eventually.
His grandparents like suffered through the healthcare system and they died or whatever. And then it's his landlord said that he can't have sex because of a back surgery that he had, and it like fucked up his back to where he can't have sex the same way anymore.
Here's the thing that I hate about news and social media. The story will change at least 5 times over the course of a few days because everyone's just spewing out bullshit and no one actually knows what's happening. Because other news companies that we're supposed to be listening to don't fucking report this shit.
Yep.
And then they go along. Sometimes they'll even go along with some of those social media theories where it's like,
you know what? Speaking of social media and people just spreading misinformation and saying things. I've been talking to Mike about this for the past week. The narrative, the weird obsession that people on social media have been having with Travis Hunter.
Oh yeah.
And
I was hoping we were going to talk about this.
Is actually so weird. And first of all, hold up. Shout out Travis, man.
Congratulations to him. That's a good accomplishment.
I think it's so weird that all these dudes, these single niggas who just think they have all the wisdom in the world. Like, yo, man, you got to get a prenup, man. You got to leave that bitch, man. Yo, she don't love you, man. She only with you for the money, man. Like, yo, I'm telling you, dog. Like, yo, bro, Travis is gonna regret this decision in the next 5 years, man. Like, yo, why do you care at all about somebody else's personal life? Some of these niggas out here are so corny. Some of y'all niggas are so corny. First corny ass nigga is Godfrey, comedian. Went on a whole rant saying, "Yo, man, I don't know about this one, dog. Like, you might have to rethink your decision, man."
Is
Why
that
do
the
y'all?
one that does the really good impressions?
Yes. My thing is,
Okay,
why do y'all
I
care?
do like Godfrey,
Most
but
of y'all are single. You know, just dropping off dirty dick whenever you want to. Ain't got commitment issues. You know, have no idea what a good relationship was if it slapped you in the face. But you want to go around and tell this kid who has been so successful all year and done amazing things, basically swept all the major awards in college football. You want to tear him down and tear his fiance down because y'all saw a couple clips on Instagram. Y'all saw some 15-second clips and like, yeah, she needs to start acting better, blah, blah. Now, here's my thing. When professional athletes are saying things about his situation, I'm going to listen a little bit more because they really do understand. Now, not saying they are right or wrong, but their opinion is a lot more valid than some fat ass nigga sitting on his couch eating potato chips on Instagram up in the comment section. Be like, leave that bitch. She ain't even a 10. Nigga, you shaped like the number 10. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta think about that shit. But I've always found it so weird that people are so enthralled with other people's personal relationships. Who gives a fuck? Too many people now care about who's dating who's married. Oh, yo, is she fucking? Oh, wait, is he with? Wait, are they dating? Ooh, they hung out. Like the whole Bam and Asia Wilson thing. Nigga, leave them alone. Now they're being very funny about how they interact in public and online. I think that's cute. It's funny. They haven't really officially come out yet. Who knows? But it's weird.
some celebrities know how to play it off a little bit better
Right. Suppose
and
they
feed
should.
into it even. But
Yeah.
I tell you right now, there are certain, not that I care, like you said, like I don't care about people's personal lives, but there are certain celebrity couples where I sit there and I'm like, that shit ain't gonna last much longer. And one of those is Patrick Mahomes and his wife, because
You think so?
I don't know,
I
man.
don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I hate to be that guy, but she definitely gives off some red flags sometimes.
Bro, when they interviewed her a couple years back, it was like when he won when he won one of his MVPs. I think it was right before they had their first kid together. And I thought when they had the kid, I was like, oh damn, Pat, now you locked in.
You screwed, buddy.
Yeah,
On top of the rest of his family.
he signed that major contract, and he was with her, and she was like, yeah, I met him in high school. We were just friends. I didn't really like him like that. Then I decided to give him a chance. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you.
See, that's what I'm
You talk
saying.
all this shit now, but the nigga got bands. He got millions. He's about to probably be the highest paid athlete in professional sports history by the time his career is over. I mean, well, he's not a baseball player, but still, you know, he's going to have a lot more money and a whole lot more major contracts and contract extensions and endorsement deals moving forward. I don't like her. I think she's like one of those people that wants the spotlight more than she wants her husband to have the spotlight, you know, and the way her and Patrick's brother act. I'm not gonna say what I want to say about Patrick's brother, but
Even his father.
Say it.
no, I can't say that. I can't say that. I can't say that. When the basketball season's over, I'll say it. Trust me, I'll say it.
I
But
respect
you know,
it.
him and the rest of the Rainbow Road Warriors need to fucking relax. You know, like they just doing too much shit on the internet, and it makes not Travis. It makes Patrick look bad. His dad, another one. Nigga, shape up, bro. You've been a professional athlete. You know what it's like. But when your son, and this is where I understand what certain people are saying about the Travis Hunter situation, right? Well, not a situation. The internet just made it a situation, but you've got to understand what these people are in the public eye. Patrick Mahomes is the NFL right now. He has taken the mantle from Tom Brady. I hate to say it, but he has, right? He's the best player in football.
Well,
Maybe not
considering
this year in particular.
considering they went from one AFC dynasty to another one in the span of like what, only a few years. I mean, he
Right.
might as well have, right?
Right. So you got to understand who he is and what he represents. And when you act a certain way, you're doing things, it makes him look bad. But either way, you benefit from whatever he does. So, and I think Shannon Sharp was talking about this the other day when it was talking about Travis and his fiance. I think there's a video of her complaining about, am I supposed to sit here all day, whatever, because he was signing autographs and taking pictures. And Shannon was like, yes. And he's like, you got to look at what everything that he does is providing for you, right? Everything that he does. Now, do I think that Travis's fiance is helping build him up? They have a good relationship. I think so, from what I've seen, because I've been following Travis for years now, not just since he got to Colorado. I've been following him for years now. It seems like I have a really good relationship. You know, she's always with him. You know, yes, she is older, and I think people like to just try to nitpick and make up different things to make the situation where, oh, she's older than him. Oh, she didn't even like him at first. Oh, she said he wasn't his type. It's this, it's niggas relax.
How long have they been together?
Probably like 5-6 years. At least since he's been in high school, they've been together.
Yeah, so I mean, if they've been together that long, I mean,
Together for a while.
I can't really think it's. I would think it's a solid relationship,
Together
right?
for a while. Yeah.
And who's to say? And I just popped in my head as you were talking. Who's to say all the Travis Hunter hate isn't just coming from his girl, but it's also coming from trickle down hate from Coach Prime?
And that's what it is.
That's the other thing that we have to keep in mind too, where it's like people hate Coach Prime for what he's been doing for Colorado and the college football in general.
If Coach Prime hate was in the stock market, nigga, I would invest.
As much as I hate to admit it, I would too.
I would invest. You know how much money we'd make each quarter? Because they love to hate that black man.
Dividends going
They
crazy.
love to hate him. He does everything he does is wrong. He's not good. And like they always moving the goalpost. And that's why I love black people. Because they always want to move the goalpost to make it seem like our successes really aren't that great. 2 years ago, when he went to Jackson State, it was like, oh, wow.
Didn't Jackson State just win a victory or something? They just won a bowl game or something?
Yeah. They just won a Celebration Bowl. They just won a Celebration Bowl, which Prime didn't do when he was there. I think he has two.
But he built them up to that point.
Yes, and I think they went to the Celebration Bowl in his second year there, and I think they lost by like a touchdown or something in overtime. But when he went there, it was, why is somebody at your stature going to Jackson State? Because he wanted to help out his people. He did that. First HBCU game to ever be on College Game Day, right? They had routine ESPN coverage every single weekend. They got brand new jerseys, a new endorsement deal, a brand new locker room, a brand new weight room, a brand new team room. Players were taken care of financially because those who could not afford it were able to get apartments, so that way they had a place to live. He got them a partnership with Walmart, so that way the kids had food and clothes if they needed it. Then he goes to Colorado. Oh, Colorado sucks. He ain't gonna be able to do anything over there. Oh, his son, was good at the HBCU, but let's see how he does at a Power 5. Oh, Travis Hunter was the number one player and recruit in the class, but he went to an HBCU. He's probably not. First year. Biggest part about his first year in Colorado was the fact that Travis got hurt and their O-line was so shit that Shador was getting his ass beat. And he was still putting up Tom Brady-esque numbers. Yes, Tom Brady-esque numbers. I know people get upset when I say that. He is a black Tom Brady with more athleticism, straight up. Now, in his second year at Colorado, look what he's able to do this year. They're in a bowl game. They finished the season ranked. Yes, they dropped the ball against Kansas. It sucked to see that because they definitely would have went to the college football playoff, and I think they would have made a nice little run. But you took a team that was 1-11. Now they're 9-3, ranked 25th in the country. Even if they lose in this bowl game, I think it's the Pop-Tart Bowl, whatever it is. I hope they don't. But even if they lose, y'all finished the season ranked in the top 25.
Nobody can take it away from them.
You can't take that away from him. You can't. But then they take the hate that they have for Prime and they put it on Travis. Oh, he shouldn't have won the Heisman. Oh, it's a popularity contest. How is it a popularity contest when the fan vote went to Genty, even though it doesn't mean anything? And it was the closest Heisman vote since 2009. And I believe 2009 is when Tebow won. It's either Tebow or Bradford. I forget which one. But
Well, that's a throwback and a half. Sam
Yeah,
Bradford.
Right, that's a name
Yeah.
I haven't heard in a long time.
Right, right, exactly. So it's just hate. It's trickle down theory hate. Is weird.
No, it was Mark Ingram.
It was oh wow, yeah, that was Ingram. Whoa,
Damn.
wait.
Oh my
So
lord.
Tebow was what? 08?
Probably 08.
Then he was 08
at it.
at that point. Then yeah, because I know he was in the NFL for like the first few years of the 2010s.
All right, so here Tebow was 07, Sam Bradford 08, Mark Ingram 09.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Jesus
Christ, I'm old.
And I remember all of those Heisman battles. Like I remember each one. Like Bradford to Oklahoma. Oklahoma was tough, but they couldn't get past Florida. Florida was beating the shit out of them. Florida was beating the hell out of them. Tebow was college football because he was the almighty Jesus loving Christian and did no wrong, didn't curse, didn't have premarital sex. He was Jesus. He was Jesus. Mark Ingram couldn't stop him at Bama. And then that's when Bama really started that generational run with Saban.
That was Bama's dynasty.
There were some really good Heisman battles over the years, for real. When Cam won it, I just felt like nobody was better than him. When he was able to do at Auburn was insane. Because remember, Auburn didn't even make a bowl game the year before he got there. And he came there from a JUCO. Because people forgot, Cam was at Florida, didn't play because of Tebow, went to a JUCO for about, I think, 2 years. Then he went to Auburn, was a national championship and a Heisman. Jameis Winston, too. Down at halftime of the national championship, end up winning. Heisman winner 2012, because I was actually at that Heisman Trophy ceremony.
Lean, mean, turnover machine, Jameis Winston.
Hey, man, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. Never going to be done again. I love that dude. Wouldn't you love to have Jameis Winston as your teammate?
Teammate, yeah. Starting quarterback? Hell no.
Starting quarterback? Hell no. I'm crying. I thank God that he put me on the earth today, right, to play football. Don't you understand? Like, this is a game, y'all. This is a game that Jesus has blessed me to step on his field in the snow. The snow is coming down. It's all white and it's so cold and it's soft and it makes playing football so. Yo, sometimes I think he's like the Black Bobby Boucher, the way he talks. I really do.
Oh he is so funny.
That's fucking great.
I'll never forget when he was the Saints quarterback, beat the Packers like week 1 of 2021. It's like, well, my coach always told me, what did he tell me? He just told us to be prepared.
See, there are players out there whose personality like outshines their actual playing for performance. It's just... It's too good, man. Y'all
remember when Bobby Boucher came at halftime and the Bulldogs won the Bourbon Bowl? Like, that's what I hear when he talks.
What a guy.
I'm sorry. That's what I think about when I hear that nigga talk. But he funny as hell. But gentlemen, I think it's a good segue to end the show. Matt.
Yes, sir.
Please.
I agree.
Take me to church. I love that song.
It's okay. I don't know.
You know, it's about gay people. You know, it's about coming out.
Are we trying to make a reference to last week's episode or last episode?
I didn't hear last week's episode, so no, I'm not. I'm just being honest.
Good. You'd roast the shit out of me for it.
Oh yeah, I heard you was you said a lot about your ass, man. Like, what's going on?
Figures of fucking speech, man.
You know what? I did see that on TikTok. I'm like, my brother, what's up with you, man?
Hey, listen, you know what? Having the first step of having confidence is being able to laugh at yourself in situations like that. So
no.
I think so. If you can laugh at yourself, you're good, bro.
First part about having confidence is being confident. Laughing at your insecurities is
like, damn, I was an idiot. I was
stupid. But you know, hey, do you, man? Do you?
Hey,
I hating.
Anyway, thank you guys for checking out episode 95 of the podcast. We greatly appreciate the fact that you're here. Please be sure to leave us a rating if you enjoy the show. Send us a text if you want to. If you have something to say on your own right, we'll read your stuff in the next episode. Follow us on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, whole 9 yards. You know where to find us. Just search up the Bromigos podcast. We are the only motherfuckers that actually put out content by this name. So you can also follow us on Twitter at Bromigos Pod, Instagram and Facebook, the Bromigos Pod, TikTok's going crazy, the Bromigos Podcast, YouTube, where the video is still lacking at times, but we still have the audio dropping every single episode. You can search up the Bromigos Podcast there. Special thank you to my friend Cole over at Full Swap Radio for having us on his Sunday line of shows at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Swap it up and slop it up.
All right. If that's how you want to start your Sunday morning, go for it.
Yeah. Get it in for Jesus. All right, guys.
We'll see y'all on the next one.
Deuces.
You've been listening to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I beat her! That's okay! She'll be back. Another